RFD TV presents Gentle Giant with Pam Minnick and Katie Kaufman.
Each year, 6-horse hitches across the United States and Canada compete to accumulate points for the Classic Series. Close to 200 hitches travel within their region and beyond, competing at 60 qualifying shows in North America.
The competition builds to a climax at the North American 6-Horse Hitch Classic Series Championship Finals, and this year it's held at the State Fair in Oklahoma City, where the highest point hitches are invited to compete.
Stay tuned. Gentle Giants takes you to the finals right after this.
"25 years ago, a group of dedicated draft breed representatives presented the idea of a 6-horse hitch classic finals as a way of promoting and marketing draft horses.
In 1987, a group of dedicated draft breed representatives discussed having a national 6-horse hitch competition as a way of promoting and marketing the draft horse. From that initial meeting, the Classic Series mushroomed into 60 shows that are qualifiers for points accumulation, with almost 200 6-horse hitch owners earning points towards becoming one of 12 finalists. The Classic 6-horse hitch qualifying events are held at small and local county fairs, and they've blossomed into tremendous draft horse hitch shows, bringing spectators back year after year to root their favorites on to a win. Enthusiasm builds as the season comes to a close, with exhibitors and spectators alike anticipating the excitement of the 12 hitches that make it to the finals. After a year of qualifying shows, the top 4 hitches in each of 3 breed classifications, Belgian, Percheron, and Clydesdale Shire, are invited to attend and participate in the Classic Series Finals Championship show. Stacy Lynch is the show administrator for the North American 6-Horse Hitch Classic Series.
These hitches compete throughout the country, throughout North America, US and Canada. They compete at about 70 shows throughout North America, and then at the end of the point season we accumulate all the points, and they take the top 4 in the Belgians, the Clydesdales and the Shires, and the Percherons, and they all come together to compete.
This show here, the finals, it's, I guess to you guys it's like the Super Bowl, to us it's like the Stanley Cup in Canada, and they've worked a long hours, and it comes down to three times with the 6, and it's 3 different judges, so you get 3 different opinions, which is great, and it's all held under one roof.
A lot of times you'll have family hitches, and then a lot of times you have corporate hitches. There's a difference between the two. The families tend to do the work themselves, whereas the corporate hitches have the financial backing of a corporation that gives them hired guides, whereas the family hitches don't have that opportunity.
Well, there's definitely differences. I mean, and the biggest thing you'll see is that the larger farms, the corporate farms, you're living within a budget, which is great because it's a way that a corporation can manage the expenditure of a hitch. But then, you know, you cannot discount the family farms because they usually do it on every available dollar, and they'll do things that maybe you don't have the luxury of doing later in a season because maybe your budget for a certain expenditure may be gone, whereas if they come up with extra money, they'll do everything they can to get the job done, and it's unique what they can do, and I mean they are as competitive as the larger corporation.
The Ames family back in the early 1900s actually imported horses from France when they migrated over here to farm with horses, and they showed Percheron horses throughout the 20s and 30s. And then about the early 90s, one of the grandsons, Dick Ames, the owner of Ames Construction and the founder, started back with the gray Percheron hitch. The hitch has been going since the early 90s. I think 93, 94 was the first year the hitch showed. And he's been a great person for the industry. And Dick Ames, also the person that owns the horses, also owns a construction company, and they are the backers of the hitch, and we are the ambassadors of Ames Construction.
A prime example of family-owned hitches is Albert Cleve from Farmington, Missouri, of Blue Ribbon Farms.
I guess it goes back to the late 1940s, early 50s. Dad had a team of Percheron horses, and when they left the farm, I can remember those dapple grays as a young boy, and always wanted a team, and it took me about 20 years or so to get a team, but I finally got a team, and 2 turned into 4, and 4 turned into several more, and we've owned probably 150, 200 horses over the years. Well, in the 1980s, we bought our first horses, and I drove them, showed them myself. We started showing a 6-horse hitch about 1989, right in that area, 90. We did it as a family. My wife and 2 girls would go along with us, and we did that until they graduated from high school, and then I had to get a little more help. Dean and Kelly started helping me about 12 years ago, and the horses, since I've got a little age on me, the horses just stay out in Indiana, and Karen and I come to the shows and help clean harness, help clean the wagon, do whatever we can to help out. Physically, this is very demanding. When you pull into a show or a fairgrounds with 8, 9 horses, wagon, 8, 9 harness boxes, cart, feed, hay, straw, pitchforks, everything else that it takes to get these horses in the show ring, it's a huge job. This really is a young man's game. It's not for us older guys. We have to take some of the easier jobs, and I help clean the harness and help clean the wagon, pick stalls a little bit, but it's the young guys that really do the training, the shoeing, the fitting, and getting them ready to go.
Having success in the show ring gives Albert and Karen great satisfaction.
I don't know what it is exactly, but for some reason the draft horse industry all pulls together. We help each other. We help each other get to the shows, but when we get in that show, we're trying to beat them. Oh, it's just wonderful. It's something you dream of all your life.
More from the North American 6-Horse Hitch Finals when RFD TV's Gentle Giants returns.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. These gleaming heavy horses create quite a spectacle as they stomp into the arena. Crowds can literally feel the earth tremble as the massive hitches pass by. Among the 6-horse hitches at this year's finals is the combined efforts of 2 outstanding Percheron breeding operations, Bellevue Percherons and All-Star Percherons, headed up by Doyle Dingman. It takes a complete family effort to keep this hitch on the road.
The commitment, you have to have a total commitment. I mean, actually, the Wagner family and their children, it's our family. We have no hired help. The driver is our son-in-law. Nick and Sherry are here with us now. Their children are either in school or at college. Our daughter is here, rides on the seat. My wife is here. You have to be committed financially as well as time-wise. It takes a tremendous amount of time, and if anybody thinks it's easy, it's not. The hard work is done at home. These mares are conditioned and driven no less than 5 times a week, and we hook a 6-horse hitch at our house at least 3 times a week. And we probably have at least 9, maybe 10 mares all the time that we're always moving in and out to find the right peg to go in the right hole, so that when we get to the Oklahoma State Fair and the Classic Series Finals, we have all the holes filled properly, we hope.
Building the hitch often revolves around one special horse.
It's kind of like the mare you're standing beside right now. She's 12 years old. We call her the Rock. She's just there for you. She'll never hurt you, and she just completes the 6. You kind of, in some cases, you build it around a particular horse or a particular pair of horses. That mare, you can put her anywhere with anything, and you're ready to go.
Brian Black comes from the Black family, and actually he has a family steeped in tradition in Percheron horses. His grandfather, his father, himself, and his children are all involved in Percherons.
My grandpa started showing Percherons a long time ago. He's 90 now, so it has passed on to my dad and now on to me, and then hopefully on to my son. We got about 30 horses on our farm, and we have a 6 and an 8-horse hitch, and we breed, race, and sell them.
The judge is going to look for a lot of things. There's a lot taken into consideration. The main thing, they look for teams that work together, that may have a lot of knee action. The driver, how well is he poised, how he handles his animals. It's a lot on the rail work. There's a combination of cleanliness of the wagon, the harness, the horses, how the horses' manes and tails are tied. Their feet should be blackened. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just as simple as horses going around the arena.
Something that grabs my eye, they're all together in step. They're the same from front to back, from the lead team to the wheel team, and they're out there doing their stuff, what they're supposed to be doing. As long as they're all following together in unison, driving the corners, nice reverse, they walk, they trot together, the good transition in that, and then when they line up, how well they match together as teams, and their conformation is probably the end, what you really look for.
No visit to Oklahoma City is complete without a stop here at the National Cowboy Museum and Western Heritage Center.
Pam, they have a vast art collection. Let's see if they have any draft horses.
All right. The National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City houses more than 28,000 Western and American Indian artworks and artifacts. The museum's collections focus on preserving and interpreting the heritage of the American West. With more than 200,000 square feet, the museum's collection includes works by Charles Russell and Frederick Remington, as well as many other contemporary Western artists. Welcome back to Gentle Giants. There are 3 preliminary go-rounds, then the hitches will enter the arena for the final exhibition of excellence.
What you're going to see this afternoon is the top 12 6-horse hitches in North America competing out here for the championship. We've already driven them once or twice under 2 different judges. It will be a different judge this afternoon. None of us know how we placed in the first 2 rounds, but at the culmination of this afternoon's hitch, they will add the points, score the points, and they'll be placed from 1 through 12.
Each round is scored by a different judge. The finals performance will be tallied by a top Canadian showman.
It's going to come down to maybe a little wee mistake. My personal opinion, what I like, plays an effect, I guess, and it's going to be very, very hard. Over the years, it just gets more competitive every year to qualify to come to the show, and that's what it's all about. You're going to see the best in North America, and it'll be a minute little thing that you might catch that'll make the difference.
Well, like we've, this hitch has taken us to a lot of places, and they've been very consistent. This whole year, throughout our whole season, they've been in the top 3 in every competition they've been in, which shows that they can push their limit at any given time. I mean, they've won, but they've always, even if they have a bad day, they're still going to keep you in the top 3. A lot of people can't believe that a horse that size has that much agility and finesse, and I think that's something that combination of the power and the finesse that draws people to him. Teamwork. I mean, you can't do it without the right animals, but you definitely can't do it without the right people. And people are probably the key to keep a group of people focused to get them ready throughout the year. That's a passion in itself, and because there's no days off. I mean, they need fed every day. And even if on their days off of exercising, I mean, they need to have their stalls cleaned and still have the grooming, and so that's really it takes dedication to bring them to this level.
So one of the biggest challenges we have is color. A gray horse will be born black and slowly turn gray. Depending on the genes, just like a person, we all get gray hairs at different ages. So our biggest challenge is trying to find gray horses and keep them matched. So we probably have to have a lot more horses than most of the, in the Percheron industry, most of the black people, because of the fact of the color. We're always having to miss every year, every season, the horses change color. Some of them will stay dark. We have some older horses, 9, 10, that are dark gray, and we've had horses that are 4 and turn white on us. So it's a very big challenge on that color part, but it's also a challenge just finding gray horses in general nowadays. You got to be happy what you turn out, and that's all we try to do, is because we work hard at it and we try to put out the best we possibly can with what we can find. And it's just like any sports team. You're only as good as what you can find. No matter how good a football coach is, if you can only find, small players, you're not going to be very good, but we got to find the right players to play the game.
After 3 rounds of competition, the combined scores of judges Chad Cole, Steve Gregg, and Ryan Black were totaled, and here's the results. In 12th place, Double S Clydesdales of Tillamook, Oregon. 11th, Hageman Brothers Belgians of Stillman Valley, Illinois. In 10th place, Roby Belgians of Rockwell City, Iowa. 9th was Express Clydesdales of Yukon, Oklahoma. In 8th place, David Carson Farms and Auction, Listowel, Ontario, with their Clydesdales. 7th was Wilderness Ridge Belgians of Sagola, Michigan. In 6th place, Oak Haven Belgians of Fremont, Ohio. 5th was Grandview Clydesdales of Huntington, Indiana. In 4th place, Jackson Fork Percherons of Bondurant, Wyoming. 3rd was Shining Stars Percherons of Pleasant Hill, Iowa. In 2nd place, All Star Farms, Bellevue, Michigan, with their Percherons. And the world champion 6-horse hitch this year is Ames Percherons of Jordan, Minnesota, with Travis Shaw holding the lines.
This is the entry of the Ames Percherons Farm Incorporated.
It's a great honor to win it here. I mean, this is probably one of the toughest Classic Series finals we've had for quite a few years. I mean, we're talking it, all the way down to the bottom. It could have been anybody, any night. So it was a very competitive group of horses, and it's very exciting. this team of horses, we've got some older horses in here, some veterans, and we also got some young ones. The hitch that won tonight, the lead team, they are young. You'll notice they're real dark. They are 4-year-olds. The swing team, they're older horses. They're a little lighter colored. They are both 7- and 8-year-olds. The wheel team is 4- and 5-year-olds. You notice they're all not perfectly matched the same color, but like I said, 6 months ago, they were different color then too. So it's a big challenge for us to keep them color matching wise, and then not even the color. Then you're trying to match body type and try to build horses to keep horses together that look the same body type, let alone color. So we have many little challenges with the grays. I do get the credit to be the driver, but it's not all me. I couldn't do it by myself. I have a great crew, great people on the ground. They are able to tell me what we need to adjust. Because as a driver, you can't see things that you can see on the ground. Just like that's why the judge is on the ground. He'll see different things that you see on the wagon seat or that you even see from the grandstands. So you got to have a good ground crew and be able to tell you what we need to change, to adjust, and try to get that upper edge on anybody. And I'm very lucky to have very good, talented people working for me. And the horses are teamwork and our crew is teamwork, and it's a big part of being, I feel, a great part to our success.
We hope you enjoyed the finals, and we'd like to thank the folks at the North American 6-Horse Hitch Classic Series.
We did have a great time here in Oklahoma City, Pam. We also have to thank all the folks at the National Cowboy Hall of Fame for having us.
We hope you enjoyed Gentle Giants, and we'll see you right here next time on RFD TV.